What is going on, everybody? Today is August 4th, and here's your Buoy 10 update for today. We started out in the ocean, and we got out there. It was a little bit drizzly this morning. Typical Astoria, even though it might be 100 degrees in the valley, that does not mean that it's going to be that warm here at the coast. It's a totally different weather pattern, and it's even a mountain range away. So be prepared to wear rain gear tops and bottoms. Listen to your guide. All right, so let's get into the report. We got across the bar. It was still incoming tide. The bar was beautiful. The ocean, however, because of that drizzle, had a south wind, and that made it just absolutely sloppy with the northwest swell hitting that south wind. It was a little sloppy out there. It wasn't bad. It was fine, but not what I expected. And I was looking for that same water temp that I found yesterday, and it was non-existent. So I had to keep on looking and just kind of just dropped in and crossed my fingers and hoped that it would work, as what typically happens out there in the ocean. We dropped in and got a fish here, fish there. It was nothing red hot by any means. We dropped in on the red line. There were a ton of boats on the green line and up north, but I don't know. We just dropped in and figured we'd give it a shot, and it was consistent enough to keep us from moving. We ended up getting 6 keeper coho in the first pass and a half, 2 passes, and let about 4 or 5 wilds go. So excellent ratio there for hatchery to wild. I'll take that all day long. And then some of the guys were feeling a little bit iffy because of the slop out there, and I said, well, hey, let's jump in the river. The tides are right. It should be going. It sounds like they're catching fish. Let's go give it a shot. So we jumped inside, and our first pass, I think we landed 4. Our second pass, I think we landed 2 or 3. And we kept 4 Chinook, so we had 6 coho, 4 Chinook. It was 12:30, and the guys were like, hey, look, we got plenty of fish. We're happy. I'm like, well, if we stick around for the tide change here at low slack, we might be able to get our last 2 Chinook. And they said, nope, we're good. Let's head on in. So no problem doing that. It gives me time to clean up and get more gear ready, because I think from here on out, I'm going to be fishing the river a bunch more because of weather. And honestly, I like the technical side of fishing the river. The ocean is just drop it down 10 to 30 on the counters and go, and you'll catch fish. The river is, you got to figure out your depth contour. You got to figure out your troll speed. What are your line angles doing? What is the current doing at depth? There's a lot more to it than just put out a flasher and a spin fish and watch the rod fold over. Although today, guess what? I was not thinking that we're going to be in the river. And so I did not order any bait, any anchovies. I just had the fish nip that I was stuffing inside of the spin fish. And I was like, well, we'll see how this goes. I got spinners ready. We'll do pro troll spinners if I need to, but let's just put some spin fish out there and see if these Chinook in the river like it. So I didn't change anything. I kept all the flasher colors the same. I kept all the ocean spin fish colors, even sizes, little tiny 2.0s, 2.5s. I kept everything the same. I just dropped in and figured I'd give it a pass before I made any drastic changes. And guess what? Boom, fish on. Boom, fish on. Boom, fish on. This fishery's flat out fun when you can do that. When it doesn't matter what you got on, there's nets flying around us. It was good. It was a blast. Now here's the caveat to all this. These fish move. They move. As I always say, even though I'm doing this update right now, this is not going to be relevant information for you tomorrow, because these fish are going to move 6, 10, 15 miles every tide change, which happens every 6 to 8 hours. I say that every year in a lot of these updates. That means that tomorrow, these fish could be boogieing out of here. The tides are dropping, they're getting smaller. The fish are going to start staging up to move upriver. And if the water temp isn't quite right, if the fish are getting a little antsy, they're going to be gone. That's what happened to us last year. The bite above the bridge last year was almost non-existent. And that's because the water temp was cooler. So as soon as those fish got used to the fresh water and went through the, I think it's called reverse osmosis, where their scales harden up and they get used to fresh water going from salt to fresh, they just boogie. They head on up there. So one of 2 things is going to happen. Either we're going to keep catching fish here for the next 3-4 days, which would be awesome, or this slug of fish that's here is going to be up there in the Longview, Kalama, Mouth of Lewis, all the way up through I-5 bridge in the next 3, 4, 5 days. So stay tuned to these updates, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. If you like fishing upriver, you might have a lot of fish on the way in the next couple days. If it's not in the next couple days, there will be a bunch of them up there. and I'd probably say the next 5 or 6 days within the week, because there were a lot of fish on the graph. I saw plenty of fish get caught. It didn't matter if you're on the Washington side or the Oregon side. Guys just caught fish. They were catching fish above the bridge at high slack, at the tankers or on the Washington side. And as the time was running out, they were catching them from the bridge on the green line right here behind me. They were catching them on the Washington side, below checkerboard. Again, there was just fish. I tried even chasing water temperature. That was dumb. Just get a line on the water. I tried, I thought for like half a pass, well, the water temp came up. I need to get down river further. Well, then a rod folded over. Okay, well, I was wrong. And we just kept catching fish. It was fun. What I did notice today, for the Chinook at least inside, they really wanted chartreuse and blue. That was the color pattern that they wanted. And so I didn't have all of them out here with me. The number one color that I got is, let's see here. This has been one of my favorites the last couple of years. Come on, focus. There it goes. So it's called that feeder color. It's the chartreuse tail, blue fire tiger, orange butt, or orange belly. That one's been really good. But go up over here to this other one. Bear with me here. Where'd it go? There it is. So since I wasn't ready for it today, this one is just a silver blue scale and a double trouble. Come on, focus. There it goes. But I flipped them. That's one of the cool things about these spinfish, is that you can take the silver blue scale top of a spinfish and take the double trouble butt of another and crisscross, and now you got chartreuse and blue. So that was definitely one of the better colors that was working out best for us today. Sorry, I'm trying to keep you guys out of the wind. All right, so that kind of covers what happened here today. And now, so one of the companies that I work with, before I forget about this, is Fishfield. They're a retailer. They do mostly online stuff, and they've been working with me from the TV show days, even when I started way back 8-9 years ago. So they've been a great partner, and they approached me here a few weeks ago and asked if they could buy the boat and do a little promo. So the promo that they're going to do is, if you go onto their website, I know, shameless plug here, but it's going to benefit you, I promise. If you go onto their website, if you order $100 or more of gear, which is easy, that's just a handful of flashers and a couple of spinfish, and then put in the coupon code Day1B10, Day1 letter B number 10, Day1B10. It's going to give you 10% off, which every little bit helps, but here's the key thing. Fishfield went out and bought the boat for September 5th, Labor Day. And Labor Day, you're going to have a chance, if you enter that coupon code. We're going to have a drawing on August 14th or August 15th, because the last day is August 14th for the promo. We're going to draw a couple of names out of there, and you guys are going to win a few seats to come out and come fish with me and the guys from Fishfield upriver targeting Chinook. So cool little promo. You guys get a chance to win a free fishing trip, plus get a little discount. So again, fishfield.com, Day1B10, 10% off, chance of getting a free fishing trip. All right, I know, shameless plug, but got to do it because, like I said, it's going to benefit you a little bit. You might win a free fishing trip. If nothing else, save a few shekels. All right, well, I need to go clean the boat and avoid getting droppings from all the cormorants and seagulls out here, and get ready for tomorrow, because I think I'm going to go make up a lot more of those chartreuse and blue spinfish. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with another good Chinook report. If not, you guys upriver, you'll be seeing them soon. Later.